All right, let's talk about the future. We're going to look way beyond just faster downloads and dive into the next massive leap for our connected world, 6G. And we're doing it by digging into the official vision from 3GPP, the people who actually write the rules for all this stuff. So let's start with a big question. What if your network wasn't just a dumb pipe for data? What if it could actually see the world around you, think about what you need before you even ask, and defend itself from threats? Now, that sounds like science fiction, right? Well, it's not. That's the core idea behind 6G, and it's a total game changer. And let me tell you, the ambition here is absolutely huge. This isn't just about building cool tech for the sake of it. The official plan is to design 6G so it can be woven right into the fabric of our society, making it more secure, more resilient, and even more sustainable. Okay, but before we jump into all the really revolutionary stuff, we gotta understand where we're coming from. Because 6G doesn't just pop up out of nowhere. It's actually built on the really powerful foundation that 5G has already given us. And this is a really key point to get. All the incredible things 5G is starting to deliver, massive connectivity for smart devices, super low latency for real-time applications, none of that is going away. Think of 6G as taking all those existing capabilities and just putting them on steroids. Here's a perfect example of what I mean by evolution. You've probably heard of network slicing in 5G, where you can create these little dedicated virtual networks for specific tasks. Well, in 6G, that gets a massive upgrade. Instead of being kind of static, these network slices can be spun up, changed, and torn down way more efficiently. It makes the whole network incredibly flexible and quick to respond. Okay, so we've covered the evolution part. Now let's get to the full-blown revolution. This is where 6G really starts to look like something completely new. We're not just talking about a network that uses AI anymore. We're talking about a network that is built on AI, right from the ground up. And that's this idea of an AI native network. See, with 5G, AI is kind of like an app you run on top of the network. But with 6G, AI is baked into its DNA. It's part of the core architecture, handling everything from managing radio signals to fighting off cyber attacks, all from day one. And front and center in this new world is something called the AI agent. Honestly, the best way to think of it is as your own personal network concierge. You don't have to give it complicated technical commands. You just tell it what you want in plain English, and it figures out all the complex network stuff to make it happen, all while keeping an eye on things to make sure it works perfectly. Now, this might sound a bit out there, but the 3GPP report gives this brilliant, down-to-earth example. Imagine just telling your network, prepare a BBQ party safely. The AI agent hears that, understands what you mean, and then coordinates everything, the smart grill, the outdoor lights, maybe even a delivery drone with more supplies, to get the job done. That's a network that truly works for you. And get this, the network doesn't just use AI, it becomes a platform for creating AI. The plan for 6G is to actually offer its own brainpower as a service, so third-party developers can securely train their new AI models using the network's own built-in infrastructure. All right, so we've got a network that can think. What's the next revolutionary pillar? Well, this is where the 6G network learns to perfectly mirror the real world, and in the process develops a whole new sense of its own. This is made possible by something called a network digital twin, or NDT. And it is pretty much exactly what it sounds like, a perfect, living, breathing, virtual copy of the entire physical network. Every single component, every bit of data flowing through it, every user, all mirrored in real time. And the power of this is just wow. The best analogy is a flight simulator, but for the entire network. Operators can use this digital twin to see what would happen if a city suddenly had a massive traffic surge. They can test security patches at new AI models in a completely safe sandbox. They can find the absolute best way to run things, all without ever touching or risking the live network. But it gets even wilder. 6G goes beyond just mirroring itself. With a new capability called Integrated Sensing and Communication, or ISAC, the network's radio signals become more than just carriers for data. They start to actively sense the physical world around them, basically turning the entire network into one giant distributed radar system. The potential uses for this are just mind-boggling. The 3GPP report talks about using ISAC to spot and track drones for airport security, to help autonomous cars navigate, or to monitor all the moving parts in a smart factory. The network is no longer blind. It can literally see. Okay, so let's pull all these threads together. You've got an AI native network that can think and a sensing network that can see. When you combine those incredible abilities with that perfect digital twin, you end up with a system that is just fundamentally more secure and more resilient than anything we have ever built. Let's start with security. Remember that digital twin? Well, it's an absolute game changer for cybersecurity. Instead of waiting for an attack, operators can throw every imaginable hack at the virtual replica. They can find all the weak spots and patch them up before a real-world attacker ever gets a chance to exploit them. But 6G is also being designed to face threats that don't even fully exist yet. And there is a big one coming over the horizon: quantum computing. One day, the sheer power of quantum computers could be able to crack the encryption that keeps all of our data safe today. That's exactly why 6G is being built to be quantum resistant right out of the box. But it's more than just using new math. It's about creating something called cryptographic agility. Just think of it like being able to instantly swap out all the locks on your digital doors the moment a new type of lockpick gets invented. It keeps the network one step ahead. And this forward-thinking approach carries over to making the network tough. The stated goal for 6G is, frankly, audacious: a zero-outage network. By combining that AI brain with the digital twin simulations, the network is being designed to predict problems before they happen and heal itself autonomously. We're talking about a network so robust it can restore itself almost instantly after anything from a hurricane to a massive cyber attack. So when you put it all together, the big takeaway here is really clear. 6G is not just another speed bump. Forget about that. This is a massive leap into a whole new kind of network. We're creating an intelligent, sensing, self-healing fabric that's going to connect our digital and physical lives in ways we're just starting to imagine. Which really leaves us with one final, exciting question to chew on. For our whole lives, we've thought of the network as a tool, something we use. But what happens when that tool becomes a partner? An intelligent partner that understands us, senses the world, and anticipates our needs. Just think about what we'll be able to create together. That's the future 6G is trying to build.